Hello again, welcome back. As I finished making my last video on the card making scoreboard, it occurred to me that some people may wonder what on earth I do with all of the scraps that I use when I'm making my videos, or what's left over, because the cardstock that I use for my videos is just the cheap thin cardstock I got from the works, 30 sheets for £1, which is ideal just for my videos, just for showing you what to do. I save my good heavy cardstock for making my own actual projects. But it does mean that I am left with quite a lot of leftover card. A lot of white leftover card. So I'm going to show you just a few things that I do with my leftovers. These are just the tip of the iceberg, the few things I'm going to show you. If you look on YouTube, there are so many videos on using your scraps. There's just a plethora of them out there. But I think the most popular thing that people do with the the white scraps, is make sentiments. So basically what you do, it doesn't matter the state of the card, it doesn't matter the shape of it or what it looks like. What you can do is stamp your sentiments on there using a stamping platform or just your normal stamping blocks, and you can either leave them like that for when you're ready to use them, and then you can just cut them out, or you can cut them out ready and put them in a little tub or a little container, then you can just grab one when you need one. This one, I use my stamping block and I put 2 stamps on, the hello and for you, and just stamp 3 along there. And then whenever I need one, I can either use a punch or I can just cut one out, or I've got some fancy scissors, so I can just cut them out. I'll just show you. I'm not going to cut straight, so be warned. So for instance, these are awkward to use, but I could cut them out like that. And use it like that. Obviously that's not straight, it's nowhere near, but I could use that as a sentiment. I could cut them out with normal scissors. I could use a punch. I have plenty of punches. I have round punches, I have punches like that, different kinds of punches from, I think it's from Stampin' Up. So for instance, I've stamped it. Nobody says they all have to be in black either. These are 3 different colours. So these are fairly large sentiments. So to cut it out using a punch, always use your punches upside down so you can see what you're doing. I could just put that in there, make sure it's centered as far as possible, and cut it out. And there we have a sentiment just ready to put on a card or whatever other project that you're using. So that's one way to to use your white scraps, is to use them for sentiments. And that a lot of people do that. Another thing you can do, if you have quite large pieces, is use them for your card toppers. So this was, I think this was 4 by 5 or something like that. So what you can do is take a bit of pattern paper, your backing paper, and cut it either 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch bigger than the white card, and then you can put it on there and use that as a card topper, sorry. And you could even put another piece of pattern paper in there and put all of your decorations in. So that's what you can do with your large ones. If you have strips, or you could cut a piece of paper into strips. You could put them on to make another card topper. You could just put them on. They don't have to be straight. They can be as wobbly or as crooked as you like. You could do that. Whoops. And then glue them on, turn them over, cut it off, and use that as another card topper. I'll just do that so you can see what it looks like. that's just an example of something you can do to make a card. Then you could back this as well. You could put something on there like that. So we'll put that out. You could put it on there and put that on. You could maybe lift it up with foam. You can put flowers on, any other decorations or whatever you like. So you can use it as your card topper, and you can, if you don't know what to do with your card topper that you've made, you can just put that away and put it to one side with your other ones and just grab them when you need them. It's instant cards really. Just another word about your sentiments. If you have, you can get dies, small dies like that you can use as sentiments. You can stamp your sentiments on the little dies and cut them out. It's usually best if you stamp them first and then cut them out, because you can sort of line them up a little bit better. But these are ones I've kept in my little container. You can also make tags. If you don't have a tag punch, you can get a piece of square paper and just cut the edges off like that and maybe put a hole in the middle. You can make little punch pockets. What else? Oh yes, you could, what I like to do is maybe make little thank you cards for people who buy anything from me. So this is just a piece of white card stamped in there, thanks ever so much, and then I've put 2 pieces of pattern card on there and used a couple of punches just to put a little pattern on there. And here's another one, handmade with love, thank you, and then just a piece of pattern paper on there. Just cut a piece of paper out with my fancy scissors, sentiment, a couple of little gems. They're all different things that you can do with your scraps, so please don't throw them out. I also have some beautiful foliage dies. These are just gorgeous, and these can be cut out using your scraps in any colour, not just white, and then used for cards or any other projects. But these are really lovely as well. So these are cut out from quite small pieces of scrap, like die cut. So there's just no end. There are so many things that you can do. So those are just a few of the things that I do. These little bits that I've completely finished with, I don't keep those. I put them in the recycle bin, because I do recycle anything that I don't use. But it would be a waste of money for me to throw away everything that I use when I'm making my videos. It wouldn't be viable really. So there are so many things you can do, even with your thin cardstock. There are so many different ways to use your scraps. You can make some wonderful cards using scraps, not just your whites, but patterned paper as well. You can do absolutely wonderful projects with them. So if you find yourself with loads of scraps left over, then don't be frightened to search YouTube to see what you can do. Don't let them build up too much. I know of crafters who, as soon as they've finished one project, whatever scraps they're left with, they'll just make something with them. I can't do that. I've never done that, and I'll never be that organised. But don't let them build up to the point where you become overwhelmed and you don't know what to do with them. Just try and keep on top of it. When you've got a spare hour or something, just try and keep on top of your scraps. Think what you can do, what you need to throw away, because you don't have to keep every little bit. If you think you're not going to use them or can't think what to use them for, and you can't find any information on how to use them, just put them in the recycle bin and just say goodbye to them. But do keep as much as you can that can be used, and try and use them for different things, just like I've shown you there. So if you have any comments, any different ways that you use your scraps, I'd be really interested to know them. I'm in the process of setting up a Facebook group. I haven't enough subscribers yet to make that viable, but if you'd be interested in that, to sort of share your own projects, I would be really interested in hearing that. So in the meantime, have a great day, and bye bye for now.